Hello, everyone. Welcome. I was going to say welcome to Amazing Transformations, but I don't have a guest. I'm just here to pop on and say hello. Just out of nowhere here, I just decided I wanted to come on. I'm working on a series of videos that is designed for beginners or as I like to say, veganers, really beginners specifically to the raw vegan diet. That even if you're vegan and you're interested in eating, raw foods, as far as adding raw foods to your life, or if you are just coming into this like I wrote about in my book, how I went from sad to glad, my simple 4-step blueprint to transform your health, weight, and mindset to finally achieve your goals. And that's a long name that I finally memorized the whole thing, though. I'm just kidding. Hey, Tessa, what's going on? Welcome. I'm glad to see you here. Thank you for popping on. Carrie is lurking on around again. Welcome. I'm so glad to see you. And I published one yesterday. I think Carrie saw it. I'm pretty sure you commented on it, but it was called 10 Tips to Transition to a Raw Vegan or Whole Food Plant Based Diet. And I just think it's so important because, I just feel like when I first started, it was pretty easy as far as not having overload of information because didn't have a lot of information. But now with all the AI and all of the shows out there, all the online things that you can run into, all the information on Google, all the websites, all the influencers, it's really difficult. Sometimes I think we get overloaded with information and we know too much. And so what I'm trying to do is help people to simplify it, get excited about it, and not I guess get to a point where it's something that you're doing because like a chore. You want it to be fun and exciting and follow what it is you like and lean into that instead of trying to worry about all the specific rules. They'll come up, you'll learn as you go. Like I explained in my email I sent out to everybody on my list yesterday, like when you were a baby, your parents weren't trying to teach you long sentences or how to read and do algebra. They were just trying to teach you how to say, TV or point to something. So you have to learn one thing in the progression. Then you can always add if you want to do fancy recipes later on. Just, eat some fruit that you like and some vegetables you like. Make sure you eat enough, and that's all you need to do. Um, Tessa, what is going on here? Let me read some of these comments. Carrie said, I'm trying to add more raw foods, but winter is coming and I like hot soup. Well, if you have to eat raw foods and hot soup, that's one of those things. Don't be too strict with yourself. Eat as much raw food as you can, and you might find just if you have soup for that last meal that tends to work out for you, and eventually you could maybe replace that with something. A lot of people say that, and I totally get it because we are conditioned to want to eat warm food when it's cold. I just think when I started this too, it was April. So it was like April when my very first time starting the raw diet. So I guess you're right. It was coming into, it was spring. So it was maybe easier for me. Um, Tessa said she moved somewhere warm. Exactly. And I think in you can think about this either way, but I think our bodies were kind of designed to be in warm climates. That's why as we moved further away from, people moved to different cold areas, we have to have all these blankets and heat and things like that. Um, I know, right, Carrie? She's not taking us with her. She could have asked us to move in with her. Geesh, Tessa. Could have got a place big enough for me and Carrie to get there. Um, but yeah, we do what we can, and I think that's one of the video I have coming out today, which it's called 5 mistakes. That might have been the video that what I sent out in email, but I'm doing a video on it right now. So it said 5 mistakes that beginner raw vegans make, and one of the thing is that I mentioned is trying to, like, you know trying to make it too complicated or too difficult, and to not lean into what you can do at that time, and making it fun and interesting. And Tessa, thank you. Really? They're your favorite? That's so cool. I love that you said that. I'm gonna pick. I wish I could put that one up on the screen. Yeah, we're gonna leave that one up there, and then people watching me like, oh my gosh, that's her favorite lives. I'm gonna come to all her lives. But I don't mind if it's just us, right? Let's see. Carrie said, I did it. What did you do? The coffee? Excellent work. Oh, you did. I know what you were talking about. You said I did it. I know it was 2 exclamation points. Maybe I need to wear glasses, right? You did comment on it. That was all the way up. I'm reading these out of order. That's what confused me. I thought you were meant I did it like I gave up coffee, because we were talking about that last time. Yeah. Tessa, see, now I got Carrie wanting it to join you in the warm weather. You could just buy like a big, apartment building, and you could just, house all of us there in the warm climate. They call it like subsidized for raw vegans by Tessa. Have you had any new foods or new interesting things, Tessa, happen? Carrie, are we catching you before work again? Or is it, I forgot, like last time when I came on, I thought it was around this time. Yeah, Carrie, I figured it out finally. It took me a minute, didn't it? And where is my phone here? Let's see. I can see this way. Maybe I'll read the comments from my phone so that I don't get confused again, right? So I was just coming on to say hi and tell everyone that I'm here and I'm checking in, and I like to do that on Sundays or Mondays because they're my 2 days off. Yes, I'm getting ready for a day in hell. I'm sorry. I'm off today. I know what it's like though. That's why I'm I love my job, just in case work is listening, but I am slowly moving into my health coaching career here and writing career. So I'm trying to move forward. We got to get Carrie out of hell. We're gonna find a new niche for you to get on, and so you can start an online business so you can get out of there. Just think about what it is that you know. I follow this guy named Aston CEO. Shout out to him. And he talks about growing your digital or online business. And he's like, just figure out what people come to you for. What do they say? Like, what are you good at? Do you make them laugh? Do you, are you somebody they can talk to? Do you know how to, pick out raw foods, for example? Or have you, done anything, transition to veganism? Can you help people with anything? And then you just start teaching it. And basically that's what he says to do. So we got to find Carrie's, what you're good at, or whatever you do for your job. Maybe you could start your own, and then at least you could do it in your own terms. This is actually my last day, but my new job is still at the same place, sort of. Oh, and I was like, wait, you already did it. Well, we have to make money, right? So you're just in a transition period. Or you can, what do they say? If you learn to love your job, you'll never work a day in your life, right? I've been trying, but I haven't learned to love my job yet. It doesn't mean we're not good at it. It doesn't mean we're not nice to people, right? But I love what I do here. I love making videos. I love writing. So those are the things that we should be pursuing, our passions, right? Eventually. And how is the new place? Also, I forget, Carrie. You told us what you did last time, but it sounded like a lot of manual labor, that you had to be on your feet a lot. It was very tiring. I remember, like where you worked at. But just try to take it easy, try to laugh a lot during your day. I'm going from cleaning rooms and making bed to inspecting properties. Well, that sounds a little bit better though, right? I mean, I think, or is it harder because you have to like critique them? It But that's good that you're getting out of the cleaning rooms and making beds. I think that sounds hard. Like I don't even like cleaning my own room and making my own bed. But I have to. The cats require that I make my bed in the morning so that they can lay in it. I'm just kidding. Then I have to kick them out. I have about 9,000 rooms. Oh, wow. 9,000 rooms. So, like, someone else is cleaning and making the beds, but you got like a promotion. So, you're going to come and inspect the room, like, to make sure it's done right. 9,000 rooms. That is a lot. Don't know yet. Oh, okay. Well, I know you're going to do good. You're an expert, or they wouldn't have put you in that position. But just remember, you know what you're doing. So, everybody has their little growing pains and learning period, and I'm sure they know that too. But you'll be awesome at it. I have faith in you. I believe in you. I believe in your room inspecting abilities. Just think, they could have had me in that position. I would have been horrible. Tell them that if they say anything about your performance. Oh, that's right. Not today. Well, enjoy your last day of bed making. I forgot. I was getting excited like it was already your first day. Is it tomorrow? Is tomorrow the first day? I'm going to come live again tomorrow so we can give you a pep talk. Um, you're welcome. Thanks for supporting all my encouraging my endeavors here. Yes, you need some raw food fuel. You know what I've been liking lately, and I know they're kind of this controversial um, fruit, I guess, in the world because people are like, don't take it if you're on medications, or don't eat it. But I've been eating grapefruits for lunch, and man, they have really been giving me energy. I'm going to be having one after this, and I gotta cut out at about like maybe 10 after 4 or so because I'm going to go hang out with Dawn. I'm gonna finish my video, and then we're gonna watch some TV and have salads. Oh, I got to make the salads too. Goodness, look, it just keeps getting later and later. But I'm going to have grapefruit first, right after I do that. We got all the like stuff, like new ingredients. It feels like a kid when you're about to get like new school supplies the day you go to the grocery store or order groceries. For me, I'm like, oh, I got all this fresh lettuce. And I'm like, I got these tomatoes that are so sweet. Got lettuce, tomatoes, everything. You guys know what I put in it. But I've been having grapefruit and watermelon have been these two fruits that I've been liking lately. And then my, salad, same old, with a little bit of avocados and then the chia pudding. It's like that's been my dessert, my go-to dessert. I've been having soaking chia seeds in vanilla almond milk for about I seem to like I want to soak them longer, but I keep forgetting until right before I'm ready to eat, so I have to like hold off and wait like 30 minutes, and then I've been eating like bananas and dates with it. I haven't even been grinding it all up. So what I meant by that is I posted a grapefruit on my Facebook one day, and everybody was like, and I put a disclosure because I have heard that if you're taking like medication and you eat grapefruit, it can screw up the medication. Like it can, too much of it can absorb in your system. So it's like something in grapefruit, not only does it burn fat or speed up the metabolism in some way, but it blocks the some kind of receptor that actually controls like basically toxins, because that's what medication is in a sense. But it like messes up how, like, if you're supposed to have a dose of blood pressure medicine and it's set up so that only a certain amount of it gets in your system over a couple of 8 hours, it can absorb it too quickly. So it said, so basically online it said if you're trying to absorb like iron or other nutrients from other foods or vitamins, you're okay because you're just getting an extra dose of vitamin. But if you're taking medication, the absorption is so elevated that it actually will make you take too much medication in at once. It's like amazing. The body is amazing and fruit is amazing. And like a lot of fruits have this same like kind of mechanism. Like how you can take, if you eat oranges along with, let's say, like some kind of lettuce or a spinach or something that has a lot of iron, it will actually help absorb the iron since it's all like meant to work in synergy together. But it's like whatever's in grapefruit, it's just like a really high dose of that. And I can't think of the name of it. It had like a big word named for it or an acronym. But whatever this does, it yeah, no problem. And just I always make that disclosure because like I haven't ate grapefruits in many years, and all of a sudden I was like, you know what? Something just made me have a craving for a grapefruit. Like I don't know if this happens when you become like raw vegan or fruitarian or something, but I'll just out of the blue get a craving for some kind of fruit. And maybe I was thinking, oh, you know what? I'm having a little extra belly fat. Maybe my natural instinct was like, you need some grapefruit, burn that fat, girl. But it was like all of a sudden I was like, yeah, I'll try it because I never used to like grapefruits as a kid. They tasted bitter to me. And now I actually like it. And I eat it with arugula, which I also hated before. So who knows? Things change, our tastes change, but now these are so like juicy and refreshing. I really have been liking them. They're not like as sweet as an orange, sorry about that, but they're kind of just refreshing, I feel like. But I also love watermelon. I've been eating that too. So I've been eating grapefruit around like 4 or so, sometimes earlier. And then like I'll have some watermelon later on, and then I'll have like maybe an orange, and then I've been having like a big salad. And again, I always say this, but I eat too late and right before bed, and then I have my dessert. But it's just the way I've always done it. I could probably be slightly healthier if I didn't, but I like to be full when I go to bed for some reason. Um, yeah, I didn't. I think maybe controversial might have been the wrong word. That could be. Look, the video. Like how some people put out these videos with like I guess like clickbait. The controversy over the grapefruit, and then have people clicking on it, and I'd be like, just kidding. It's bad for medication. Um, but the cool thing is, like I always say too, I mean, I know there are exceptions to the rule and people have to have require some medication or those things they're born with or whatever. But for the most part, um, I feel like that's why if we eat fruits and vegetables, eventually we can do away with our medications. Most people, because all the people I've interviewed anyway. I'm just not even speaking from out of my head. I'm speaking from experience. So many people like did you guys see my interview with too raw for y'all? That's all I keep remembering is her little tagline. But she just basically came on and was saying that after like about 4 or 5 months being completely raw vegan, and vegan can do the same thing, whole food, plant based, with a lot of people's medications. They've gotten off blood pressure, but I feel like when you go raw vegan, it's like accelerated for sure. But yeah, she was off all of her blood pressure, I think blood pressure and other medications. And it's just amazing to watch what foods or not eating other kinds of foods can do to like improve our health and our circulation. And I've just felt it in my own like way, fluctuating over time with health, ending my back pain. And then when I have like reflected back to like a little bit more cooked food and processed food, I can definitely feel the difference. I feel like my knees get inflamed. My face doesn't seem as like it just everything seems a little bloated, and I can definitely tell the difference when I'm eating healthy and when I'm not. So we should lean more into that. We can't be perfect, right? But as much as we can add on the good foods for us, and especially giving up animal products for tons of reasons. Like, there's so many reasons not to do that, just for the, like, now the ethical reason for me, but not even that, but just the saturated fat. And and but the important thing is to get excited and really enjoy what you're eating. I think that's where a lot of people miss out. They feel like, you got over here eating healthy is like, oh, I have to eat healthy, and then over here is like eating junk food. But really, we should switch that and be like, get excited. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have all this food that tastes so good and it's healthy. That's where we should be getting to, because then you feel aligned with yourself, or where you're trying to go with your goals. And like when we're doing something, it's like, oh, like playing tricks on ourselves. Like we feel like we're getting away with something, but then we are just immediately after, we're like, oh, but I didn't want to do that. I was on such a good track. I'm eating crap and I'm in pain. It's funny, like we know sometimes, right, Carrie? But we just, don't we don't listen to our inner self. And it's like, but we have to get over that little hump. Like for me, even like a couple of months ago, I was like really started adding like a little bit of peanut butter on a banana and things, and like even little fluctuations like that, I started feeling like a difference in my joints and my knees. Like something in that nut butter wasn't appropriate. So like it really pays to like pay attention to our body, but like finding that exact match of what's something you love, what could you add, like things that you like that are healthy, and start doing that. But it's hard that first couple of days to get back into the rhythm of eating healthy, because your body's like craving the unhealthy stuff, salt, oil, sugar. It's You just have to like make the decision kind of and suffer through it, I think. White flour, dark chocolate. You can't tell me that's not diversity of plants. Exactly. Um, but I will say too, if you like stuff like that, they have, like, I watched Sky Conway. Right now they have that raw vegan bundle out with all those recipes in it. Um, and she's got some good like dessert recipes like that are like a lot of the stuff using almond flour, I guess. Like there's so many recipes. I just wish, I wish we could work together, so to find something that would not necessarily work together, but like, to find something you would like that would be healthy and help your pain reduce, but also give you that vibe of the cake and things like that. That would be really cool. Um, I was just thinking, I thought I heard Dawn, like her door close. I was going to tell her to say hi, but she's already back to the kitchen. Did you save me a grapefruit? Huh? Did you save me a grapefruit? I sure did. I went live for a few minutes. I was just talking to them. I was getting myself excited about having a grapefruit. Would that have been something if I was like, okay, I'm so excited about grapefruit, and so like, sorry, I ate the last ones. But she didn't. She saved them for me. I did. But she got like 90 of them. It felt like it was just unpacking the bag, and it was like grapefruit, because now I've got her hooked on them. So we're hooked on grapefruits over here. I agree. That is, I think white flour and dark chocolate, that's plants. Well, a chocolate is a bean. I'm pretty sure, right? Like cacao bean, or is it cocoa bean? I just need motivation and discipline. I have to bake cake for my kids and then I just eat it. I totally understand. I totally get it. It's definitely difficult, but when it's the right time and you're ready, it'll happen. Maybe you could get them liking the other kind of cake too. You could trick them. You're like, yeah, right, huh? We'll see. We'll get you there. I'm gonna keep putting stuff out there until I have you turn over that new leaf. Yeah, I'm thinking about starting back up. I used to do a call on Mondays, um, but I guess we would have to have the timing of it right. I used to have like an accountability type call where we could join and stay motivated. And it's just things got kind of sidetracked lately with some of the commitments I've had on Monday, and then also with writing and the book and then doing the audio book. It was like every second off was spent doing that. And so some type of way. I wish that's like what I do is just sit here and think about ways that I could motivate people to eat healthier and also enjoy it. Oh my gosh, Tessa, you went to that place again? How was it? What did you get this time? What did you get? A dessert? I forgot. You told me you tried durian there last time. Did you see a short that I put out? I didn't you know, call you out or anything. I didn't put you all over the internet, but I have this app on the Restream that I use for these videos, and it takes little shorts of what I'm talking about. Like it'll say, this is interesting. This would be an interesting section to cut. And it'll do like a little short video with the words that pop up. And there was one about me talking to you about durian. And I think it was something I was saying to Carrie too. You have to look on my shorts feed. I think I'll try to share it with you. But it was me like surprised. I don't know why they thought that would be interesting, that I was so happy that you had durian. It was like the part where I was like, you tried durian? Like, I got all excited. I feel like there's a delay, so it makes me look like I'm talking to myself. That's why I put your comments up on the screen. Because imagine if people saw these and I didn't have the comments up. They would just think, oh, that girl's like pretending she has friends there. And we wait to find out what Tessa had at that place. Carrie, were you on the one when we talked about the place? So there's some kind of like gourmet. I don't know if it's gourmet or it's a farm. I still never really figured out what it was. But her and somebody on here were talking about this place you can go to. I think Angela was on here, and she was talking about how you can go to this place. Do you want to come up and talk about it, or are you busy today? Feel free to put it in the comments or come up, either of you, if you want to join. But if not, I'll just wait for the comment. Keeping us in suspense. Oh, we should make them wait until next episode, Tessa. Find out, come back to live with Bigadella JJ and find out what Tessa ate. Anyone here from Facebook? Do my Facebook messages even show up? I think Carrie, I see Carrie and Tessa are on YouTube. No one ever shows up on Facebook. If they're watching, they're like lurking. I'm just kidding. I love lurkers. I'd rather you watch and learn about healthy information and hear us crazy vegans talking than not. So you don't have to comment. But yeah, so anyway, it's like it's a farm or a place, but anyway, the stuff is overpriced is why it's called that place, because apparently it was like, oh, you went to that place. Like I still don't even know the name of it, but apparently the cost of things are high. Okay, cool. That was awesome. Like, I'm so glad you guys pop in. It's like I'm glad YouTube alerts people, because I'm really bad with sending out an email. Not that you might have seen the email anyway. And then when you post on Facebook, it's like my stuff the other day. This was funny. Yesterday or it seems like this whole month so far, I'll post something and like people will start commenting on it like a whole day later. Like the algorithm just pops it up. Let's see. Oh, look who's here. My beautiful wife has joined. I'm so excited you came in. I know you're busy. You're always on Zoom, so I don't pressure you. And I was just talking, wasn't I, guys? I said we're going to go watch a movie. Can you hear me?
Got to turn my headset on.
Cool.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I don't have you in here yet. Hold on. How about now?
Yes, I see you.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
I see you. I hear you. You have my
Hey, everybody.
You have my initials behind you. I'm just kidding. That's so funny. That's what it stood for, right? It was. Judd and James.
Judd and James. That's right. Yeah. Always.
The J's have the
J&J Video Reacts, all of it.
There's always things that are prevalent in our life with D's and J's, like, like DJ. Oh, Carrie. Okay, awesome. Carrie said she can hear us both.
Okay, cool.
You remember Carrie from winning the book, right? You were on that stream.
On what now?
Remember when she won the free book?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And congratulations again, Carrie.
She's been so awesome commenting on it and talking about it's always good. Like every time I post, I was so excited that she liked it. Even if she didn't like it, she's lying very well. I'm just kidding. She knows my sense of humor. So what's up in Dawn's world today? Tell us your amazing...
I just ate a couple of grapefruits and I feel fantastic. I am charged. I think I'm doing a grapefruit fast this week.
We thought about doing that, right? I was like, we might be like, it's talking about how it helps us absorb nutrients and it helps us lose weight. We might be like pencil thin by the end of their next live stream. Like Dawn's like, wait, where's Dawn? She's hiding behind the J&J video. She did a grapefruit fast.
But yeah, I'm like, it's got all these nutrients. It helps burn fat. Why not go on a grapefruit fast? I'm not taking any medications, so you don't have to worry about the overabsorption rate. The only thing I take is a B12 and a vitamin D and ashwagandha. That's it. And I drink moringa powder.
And all those things would be good to absorb more of it because it's all good stuff. So that's
right. I'm absorbing good stuff. And then the cool thing is, if I do my 21 and 3 intermittent fasting windows, which is 21 hours of fasting and 3 hours of eating, and then I, after 6, when like my eating window is 6 to 9, I eat a couple of grapefruits during that time. I mean, yeah, you're talking about some serious minimalization.
Is going to have a salad with me then. I'll have to go on the fast too, because I'll be like sitting there like, wait, I only got to make one salad.
I'll eat grapefruit while you're eating salad.
Well, maybe I'll just do it too. Like I've been wanting to try some kind of mono fruit fast. Look, my anxiety's getting high knowing already. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have my salad. I'm just kidding. One of the things I was talking about is all the stuff that you do to feed your mind, which I think is so cool. Like we were talking about this the other day, me and Dawn, is I tend to get so into the nutrition stuff, but she kind of rounds us out with all the other stuff. Like she works out every single day at a certain time, and she's meditates, does yoga, and I'm like, I need to adopt some of your mindset. How important is that to your diet, do you feel like?
Oh, it's everything, because if your mindset's not right, then you're going to just go down any old path. Your mind has to be strong enough to guide you through, fasting and eating the right things when you do eat, so because your mind heads everything up, your mind is the one that makes the decisions to eat bad or to eat good or to not eat at all. And your mind is the one that makes it hard for you when you're trying to do the right thing. Think about it. It all comes from your thoughts. Mm-hmm. Everything that happens, everything that's in your world, everything that's outside of you started with a thought first, right? Mm-hmm. You attract all those things that you think about and it comes into your existence. So if you're overweight, if you're obese, if you're unhealthy, really, unless you were born with something, you brought that to yourself because of some thoughts that you had first that initiated an action for you to either eat wrong or eat too much, or vice versa. You're extremely healthy and you look great because you initiated some discipline. You had a thought, but you discipline yourself. I want potato chips, but no, you know what? I'm not going to eat those. Thank you for thinking that, but no, we're not going to do that today. You got to start saying no to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what I think. The important thing also that we've talked about, especially with having intrusive type thoughts, whether it be for OCD or in the psychology world, but also for food, how it corresponds to that. Because when we're in a world of if someone's eating meat it's so easy, especially if you've reached that level of a principle or wisdom of how to navigate the world of meat eaters, because you don't want it anymore because it's now a core value
Right.
that you don't eat meat. But when it comes to, I think where a lot of vegans struggle is with all the stuff out there that's vegan, but it's unhealthy. And then how, like, that's another level of principle that you have to get yourself to, because until you reach that point where you're like, I don't want that, I won't eat that because that's not what I put in my body, you'll never like completely steer clear of it. And I mean, obviously, like, you can't, this is one of the things I was talking about. If you're going to eat a processed dressing rather than go and eat a bunch of like fast food, vegan food, that's obviously much better. So I think we have to also, but when you have those thoughts, let them come in and say, yeah, you know, I used to enjoy that, but this is how I eat now. And like,
Right.
that's what I think, we try to ignore those thoughts, or we try to block them out, or that's why we're only motivated for about, 3 days of a diet, because we're like, I'm raw, I'm excited. And then like something creeps in and you're like, no, I'm gonna do this, or I didn't get the organic fruit I wanted, so I'm gonna just go off and eat any other kind of way. So I love the way you've taught me to like, one of the things is like, you can absorb thoughts that are either negative or things that you don't want, but you have to allow them to rest with you and then throw them away, basically.
Right. Right. You do. You have got to. Just got to get through those thoughts, and you're a really really good one with that, because there's times when you've been around things and I've watched you resist it, you know, and you just get through the moment, and next thing you know, you're off. There's a day or two goes by and you've gotten by that moment. So it's incredible to watch.
Well, I think also we have to have something to walk towards. Like, if we're trying to ignore this, we have to have something over here to lean towards,
To magnetize us away from that.
And that's why I always talk about like absorbed in myself in this stuff. If I'm not watching something that has to do with growing, your online business, I'm watching something with a motivational speaker, or I'm watching something with another raw vegan interview, or one of my old interviews with somebody, like I'll revisit. Like, sometimes I'll be sending somebody a video and be like, oh, I want to watch that one because that was so inspiring hearing their story, or like a Don Bennett video.
Right,
Like,
right.
I remember he said something about the nutrient. Like, if you stay absorbed in it, and like, I find that you do that with trading. Like, you are, even on her day off today, if you're listening, ADT people, she was in there practicing, watching this trading simulator. But you're disciplined like that with working out. I see that you definitely have that, like how I'm disciplined with food, you're disciplined about working out, and I'm trying to get
Right.
there.
You're doing it. I see you come in here every day and you get on the bike, and I see you getting on the elliptical. Small base hits, they add up, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger as you do it more and more and more, you
Yeah.
know? So you start out with 15 minutes. Next thing you know, your 15 minutes is a breeze. And next thing you know, you're doing a half an hour. Then it's like, okay, I'm good with this half an hour. I think I'm ready to move it up to 45 minutes, 15-minute increments. That's how, when I first started doing the stationary bike, when I used to go to the gym, back when I went to the gym, that's what they told me to do on the bike. Start out with 15 minutes, right?
Mhm.
And you get the 15 minutes down, you do that about a week or two, and it's nothing. Next thing, go ahead and move it up another 15 minutes. Next thing, you're doing a half an hour, then 45 minutes, till you get it up to an hour.
Mhm.
And that's what I do now. I do an hour without even thinking about it. I barely break a sweat, so, but I'm not going to do 2 hours on the bike. I'm not trying to,
You're trying to fall
an
off.
hour. Yeah,
Really
technically, right.
trying to.
Technically, 40 to 45 minutes is optimal human. Um, that's where you get your optimal thing. Half an hour is fantastic. You'll see a lot of workouts that are 25 minutes, but you're high energy that entire time. That's
Mhm.
why it's only 25 minutes. It's like a turbo workout. But you find anywhere between 40 to 45 minutes, that's the you really don't need much more than that. If you're doing something at a moderate speed, 40 to 45 minutes is where your body actually starts really receiving the benefits of it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Now, me, I do an hour because I'm an overachiever. What can I say?
But
I'm
you
like, I'm just
enjoy
gonna
it.
round it out to an
That's the
hour.
thing. She loves working out. If you
I
can get
love the
her
bike.
to oh, you got
Uh-oh.
the fire alarm going
Yep.
off. I guess she was right. The alarms went off when she said she loves the bike.
But I love the bike, and I love it's so funny you talk about being magnetized to something that you love. It's like if I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it. That's why people put it off. But I put on some nice, house music, and I'll sit there and I'll just be going and going, and I go at a pretty moderate speed. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? I go at a pretty decent speed. It'll stop in a minute. Hold on.
I know, right? It always happens when I'm on calls
It's
at work.
3 times. This should be the last one. It's done. Yep. So I get on there, and it's because I actually enjoy it. I look forward to it. So whatever you're trying to achieve, it's got to be something that you want for yourself, and you got to learn how to enjoy it and look for it and anticipate it. I look forward to my workouts because I know that when I'm done, I'm going to feel good that I did it.
Hmm.
And the more days that I do it, my body's going to reap the benefits of that. And I'm doing a pretty decent speed for a whole hour. So I know I'm going to reap the benefits of it. So that's what you got to do. You got to make sure it's something that you look for. Find something healthy that you like the meal you're eating. I
Hmm.
love salad. I love the fruits that we eat. So I have no problem eating those because if it was something like cooked spinach or something like my grandmother used to make me eat, I would if I'm not looking forward to it, I'm not going to eat it. I'm going to find an excuse not to eat it.
Yeah, I think
So,
too.
yeah.
That's true. That's a good point. I even said that I have this video. It's coming out like later today. It's called Five Mistakes Beginner Raw Vegans Make, and it's like trying to force yourself to eat stuff you hate. There are so
Yeah.
many good raw foods out there, and so many combinations of things you could put together as a little meals for yourself. Like, don't
Mhm.
if you don't like spinach, cook or raw or
Eat
whichever,
and do what you
don't
like.
eat it. Pick things you like. There's things you like and do it. Start off like you don't have to commit to like 100 days. Like I always tell you, don't commit to a year of eating raw.
Commit to
Commit
the
to
day
one.
you're in.
Mhm. Or
And then
the,
if
the
you can
meal
get
you're
the
in.
next day. Yeah, and then if you can do it again another day, great. Then another day, then great. Then before you know it, you got a week under your belt doing healthy things, thinking healthy thoughts.
And things that I was thinking about, like what you were just saying, that made me think about it for the workout. Like sometimes we are totally like you can't do an hour, so you don't do it at all. You can't commit to 30 days raw, so you're not going to do it at all. So just start adding good food, finding what you like and going with it, and then you start feeling better. Like when you work out 3 days in a row, you probably feel amazing. I work out in there for 10 minutes on her exercise bike, and I feel like it feels so good. I feel like, but when I first get on there, it's uncomfortable. I don't feel like doing it. I have other things I need to do, I feel like. And then once you do it, but you got to make that first step, make that first commitment, commit to one meal, and
Right.
build on it from there. That's how we learn. Like, that's how, and then you might start out, even if you start out something really simple, like I'm going to have a grapefruits for lunch and I'm going to have a big, huge salad with some avocado and walnuts and a banana smoothie for dessert. If you just commit to that for one day, then the next day you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to try like a couple other things, or I'm going to add this to the salad. I don't want just lettuce and avocado. I forget, as a kid, I used to really like tomatoes. So I'm going to throw them
Hmm.
on. And then you start adding stuff. And then you're like, oh, I saw this recipe online, of a raw vegan taco, I'm going to make, or vegan tacos. Like you start to, and then now that becomes something you're going to have every single Wednesday or whatever. Or no,
Right.
I guess it would be Taco Tuesday, but that's just,
Right.
I love that. Like the way, I think that's the only way we can help people learn and help people get started is not overcommit. Don't overcommit to anything. Like I know me and you, when we've gone back and forth from, if we've gotten into like holiday processed food or whatever, we go, we're going to have fruit for lunch tomorrow. And then sometimes it'll run into dinner. Like sometimes it takes 3 days of that fruit for lunch. You're like, I don't know if I'm ready yet. I don't know if I'm ready. Okay, boom, overdrive. Now you just have to add one more meal. Like for
Right.
me, since I already eat so late, I'm like, dang, I already went through like the whole day. Why not just eat healthy the last meal? Because that's all I got to get through is one meal.
That's it.
and you can find stuff you like. Like Dawn likes not completely different, but she has a different salad than I have, and different dressings sometimes. Now we're on the same one, but baked beans out of a can. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's still better than going out and getting a vegan burger and fast fries, right? Or eating a bunch of chips. I don't know if that's where we were in the conversation or what the baked beans out of a can meant, but I think if that's what you're like, yeah, like if you can't find organic, fresh, blah blah blah, and you buy frozen, it's still just as good because you're making a good choice. Like, don't overcomplicate the process. I'm like so into helping like beginners, you know what I
I
mean?
feel like that's the universe telling me I need to be video editing, because that is my alarm trying to that's like, it's subliminally like I set that up to be my alarm to start editing, and it keeps happening. Like police sirens keep going off, and I'm like, I know I need to be
Oh, I thought you meant you had an alarm on your phone. I didn't know you hired the real police. But that's wild. Yeah, because she just told me earlier. She was like,
and it went off. It went off like 10 minutes after I told you that. But then I ended up watching that movie, right?
uh-huh.
And now I'm on here, and then it's like, you still haven't edited your videos for the
And
week. And I'm
oh
like,
my gosh, I have a video I'm supposed to be editing too, so we should definitely do that. But we probably got to let Tessa's probably on her way to that place, and Carrie is right. I can't remember now. We don't know what the baked beans. Sorry, I missed it. But maybe we were talking about don't worry about perfection and just eat the baked beans if you have to. Like some people are like, I'm not going to eat out of a can, so I'm going to eat something even worse, right? Like just eat the dang can.
baked beans out of a can reminds me of Brokeback Mountain.
Uh-oh, she's gonna have that
No
movie
more
on.
beans.
Now there goes your editing. You're gonna be
No more
watching
beans.
that. But anyway, thank you, Carrie. Carrie's going to work. She's in Australia, I think, right? Yeah, so
All right,
she's
Carrie.
actually, it's her like early there. She's getting ready to go to work, and we're already back over here getting ready to have dinner. Okay, you too, Carrie. Thank you.
Thanks for being here, Carrie.
Tessa, you'll have. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what you had at that place. There's this place where she gets these cool organic fruits and treats. Oh, I love
Cool,
hanging
Tessa. I can't
out
wait to
here.
hear about that.
And we're gonna keep everybody waiting until next time because we're gonna pop off of here. But thank you for coming on with me, Dawn.
Yeah, man.
You
Got
have
to
to.
do this more often. It's fun.
I know we're called Fast and Raw. We're gonna be when I get her to do the show with me. Oh,
Fast
it's
and
six
raw.
thirty. It's 6:30 Monday morning. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
It's 4:30 Sunday here, and I still have one more day off. Let's not rush it, Carrie. Maybe it's good that I'm not in Australia right now.
Well, they're
Or
way ahead of us.
yes,
All
under
right,
and
everybody.
ahead. Isn't that what they say?
Mm-hmm.
All
Down
right.
under.
Thank you all. I'm so proud of you all and your amazing plants formation. And I love you, Dawn. Thank you for coming on.
I love you, sweetheart. Carrie, Tessa, thank you for being here, ladies. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out, too.
Yes, and thank you for everything, guys. Okay.